Hello knowledge seekers and welcome to today's video. Poppies by Jane Weir reflects on the impact of war from the perspective of a mother whose son has left to join the armed forces. Set against the context of remembrance, the poem examines themes of loss, memory and sacrifice through a blend of personal and symbolic imagery. The speaker recounts tender moments of preparing her son for departure, interweaving these memories with expressions of her grief and longing. The poem uses free verse, varied structure and rich language techniques to evoke the depth of the speaker's emotions. Jane Weir's Poppies uses language and structure to explore the deep emotional impact of war on those left behind, particularly a mother mourning the departure of her son. The poem's free verse and irregular stanza lengths mirror the mother's fragmented emotions, while the lack of rhyme creates a conversational tone that enhances its raw sincerity. The structure reflects a stream of consciousness, seamlessly moving between memories and the present, which blurs time and emphasizes how the mother is consumed by her grief. Weir's symbolism is central to the poem, especially the recurring image of poppies. In the line, crimped petals, spasms of paper red, the delicate flower becomes a symbol of remembrance and vulnerability. The uncomfortable word spasms connotes pain and suffering, subtly connecting the poppies to the violence of war. This duality between the beauty of the poppy and the brutality it represents encapsulates the tension between pride in her son's bravery and the agony of his absence. The poem is rich in sensory imagery, which immerses the reader in the mother's experiences. The tactile description, "I pinned one onto your lapel," reflects her loving attention, but the act of pinning suggests fragility, as if she's holding on to something fleeting. The metaphor, "gelled blackthorns of your hair," conveys the sharpness of her son's departure and evokes religious imagery of sacrifice, subtly comparing the son to a Christ-like figure. This allusion reinforces the theme of personal and collective sacrifice. Weir contrasts moments of physical closeness with emotional separation. The line, "I resisted the impulse to run my fingers through the gelled on blackthorns of your hair," highlights the mother's restraint, symbolizing her struggle to let go. The juxtaposition of intimacy and distance is further emphasized in the image of the treasure chest when the son departs. While the metaphor suggests opportunity and hope, it also reflects the emptiness left in the mother's life, emphasizing the cost of her son's leaving. The shift in tone as the poem progresses mirrors the mother's changing emotions. Early memories, such as smoothing down her son's collar, are tender and detailed, but the language becomes increasingly abstract and fragmented as she reflects on her grief. The line, "I traced the inscriptions on the war memorial, leaned against it like a wishbone," combines physical vulnerability with emotional yearning. The simile of the wishbone conveys the fragility of hope and the inevitability of loss, reinforcing the theme of sacrifice. Weir's use of enjambment throughout the poem enhances its flowing, conversational rhythm, reflecting the mother's stream of consciousness. This technique blurs the boundaries between past and present, symbolizing how her memories and grief are intertwined. The free verse structure and uneven line lengths further highlights the mother's emotional instability and inability to find closure.